What's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another guitar lesson. Today I want to explore with you this lovely and beautiful chord progression, and I want to show you how to play over these soul R&B chords. Now the cool thing is that we are playing over just two chords. We have the chord 1, which is the D major 7 chord, followed by the E minor 7 chord. So we have the chord 1 and the chord 2 of the D major key. And we are approaching these chords quite rhythmically with this nice rhythmic pattern. Now, of course, we are in the key of D major, so we can use mainly two scales, the D major scale and the D major pentatonic scale. The D major scale is very simple. We have the notes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Now we can also use the D major pentatonic scale, which is going to add so much bluesy color to the phrases. The scale is this one. We have the note D, E, F sharp, A, and B. And then of course we can play it in a lot of different positions. D, E, F sharp, A, B, and D. Now I'm gonna play the first phrase over the backing track, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Now the melodic phrase is going to be quite interesting as it focuses on mainly one note, the C sharp. Now the C sharp is the major 7 of the D major 7 chord. So it's kind of a nice note. It's going to add a lot of romantic color to the phrase. Now the D major scale that we are playing is this one. It is mainly played in this shape, in this position. Now I know that the scale doesn't start with the note D, but it doesn't really matter because we're using the notes of the D major scale. But just memorize this pattern because this is where we are mainly going to move. So the first section is this one. So we have the first two notes on 6 and 9, so we're playing the note A and B, and then finally the C sharp with the index finger. We're going to approach this note chromatically from 5 to 6, then again, and two more notes, the D and the E, and back to the C sharp, always with this chromatic approach. Now we're going to do it one more time, but just rhythmically it's slightly different. And then we're gonna have the D major scale starting from the note A. So I'm playing the notes starting from the fret number 7. But then when I get to the fret number 7 on the B string, I'm gonna jump all the way up to the fret number 10. And then I'm gonna play a chromatic approach from 6 to 7, then 7, and 7 again. So. Now the last section is really interesting. We're gonna use a chromatic phrase. So we have one note on the D string, the fret number 7, and then this chromatic phrase. So I'm on the B string and I'm playing the note A flat, G, and A again. And then I'm gonna go back to the F sharp with the chromatic approach. The D and D, A. It's a nice phrase, I really like it. Now the arpeggio phrase is a little bit more technical because we are playing over a D major 7 arpeggio. Now let me play the phrase over the backing track and then I'll tell you more about it. So what am I playing here? I have a D major 7 arpeggio and then the D major scale. Right, so it's kind of a nice phrase. It feels more like an exercise, but over the backing track is nice to play. Now the D major 7 arpeggio is basically the notes of the D major 7 chord broken down, you know, note by note. Now the arpeggio starts here. So I have each note played twice. I'm gonna start with the note D, C sharp, A, and F sharp. And then I'm gonna do the same thing 1 octave lower. So I'm gonna play the G string, fret number 7 with the note D, C sharp, A, and F sharp. Very simple, right? And then we're gonna play the D major scale. It's literally the whole scale. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and C sharp. Then I'm gonna change box and I'm gonna go with the index on the fret number 7 and I'm gonna play the same thing. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So. And then the last 3 notes. Which we're gonna play like this, the note D, C sharp, and A, and then again. It's a nice and simple phrase, even though it feels a little bit more technical. Now the pentatonic phrase is really, really nice. You know, we all love the pentatonic scale. Now this one is nice because it moves across, different boxes, different positions. You know, it's rhythmically quite interesting at the end. Now I'm gonna play it along with the backing track and then I will, tell you how to play it. So we are literally playing the D major pentatonic scale, but we're gonna start with the note A. And I'm gonna use a recurring pattern of 3 notes. So we have the A, the B, and the D. And then we're gonna do the same thing. So I have the same pattern, this time on the A string, and I have the note E, F sharp, and A. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the D string. Same thing on the G string. Now on the B string, things are a little bit different. In fact, I have to stretch a little bit more and I have the fret number 7, 10, and the fret number 7 again. So. Now we're gonna move forward and we're gonna have 10, 12, and 10. It's still major pentatonic. And then 3 more notes. So I'm playing 12, 15, and 12. That's the whole phrase. And then I finish with still the major pentatonic, but it's rhythmically slightly different. So, the target note, the landing note, would be this fret 17, right? And then I have the major pentatonic played in this shape. And I'm just going to interpret these notes rhythmically. I like to play these notes, detached. I don't like to let it ring out for too long. I like to bend the fret 15 slightly. Now the last one is the minor pentatonic phrase, and so it means that we're going to use a minor pentatonic. Of course, we're going to put it into practice. Like, we don't want to just play, the D minor pentatonic. We just want to kind of make it sound melodic and nice over these chords. I'm going to play it first, and then I'll tell you more about it. So one thing that I like about this pentatonic phrase, minor pentatonic phrase, is the fact that it starts with the major pentatonic. So we have 3 notes playing, the D major pentatonic on the fret number 10, 12, and 10. And then I'm going to do a bending on the fret 12. And then I finish with the fret number 10. So this is definitely, a major idea. Now the second time though, we're gonna kind of shift and move into this minor thing. So I'm considering the D minor pentatonic, which is this one. But I still want to kind of, give it a little bit of a major thing. So I have the same 3 notes at the beginning, and then I have that. So I have 12 and 14, right? And I play the 2 strings with the fingers, and then I'm gonna bend the second string to kind of give it a nice and bluesy tone. And I finish with the fret number 10, right? The note D. So it's a nice phrase. Now after this phrase, we're gonna go full time, big time into the minor phrase. So I'm using the D minor pentatonic, and I'm gonna start with the note D on the fret number 10. And I'm approaching this note with this technique called rake, I think, where you just, go with the pick on the strings, but you really just play the main note. So I have the fret number 10, fret number 13, and 15. And I'm approaching this note with a slide. And then back to the fret number 10. And then the pentatonic on the second string. And then on the third string, bluesy phrase with the blue note. I have 12. 13 with the bending, 12 and 10 again. So once you play the phrase, you have the fret number 12 and then minor pentatonic. I like to bend this minor third a little bit, closer to the major third. So you can really interpret this phrase in a lot of different ways, to be honest with you. So I think I keep changing it all the time. But it's basically that. So I hope you enjoyed this lovely, soul, R&B, bluesy phrases. Take it step by step, guys. Enjoy this lesson, and I'll talk to you soon.